show, The Good Doctor, is on every Monday right here on WPBF 25. And next week's show, it's going to feature a local cancer treatment known as HIPEC. There's only one doctor in our area who can perform this life-saving procedure, and we have these doctors right here in our studio. So thank you so much, Dr. Shino Bagwinden. Thank you so much for being here, Jupiter Medical Center, and a patient who just got treated from that same procedure this year. Julie Corey, thank you so much. Excited to hear kind of what this has meant for you. But Doctor, we have to start with you. Why is this so much different than other treatments out there?
Certainly. So HIPEC it refers to heated intraperitoneal chemotherapy. We see a lot of patients that have advanced cancers that can spread throughout the abdominal cavity. Our organs within the abdomen are covered in a very thin layer of cells known as the peritoneum, and a lot of cancers can traverse the organs of origin and invade these organs. So typically, when we see patients in that capacity, it's almost resistant to treatment, and usually the treatment is systemic chemotherapy. But with HIPEC, it's one component where surgically I can go to the operating room, remove all of the visible cancer that's there, and then at the same time of the procedure, we deliver chemotherapy directly into the abdomen to treat any sort of microscopic disease that may be remaining.
Can't see.
Exactly.
And so you were a perfect candidate for this. Explain your journey, if you don't mind.
Well, I had ovarian cancer, and I went through the hysterectomy and spleen removed and appendix, and then they ended it with this chemo wash, the hot chemo wash, and then they sewed me up, and I was good to go.
How are you doing?
I'm doing terrific.
Yeah, and so are you in remission technically?
I believe that would what they'd call it.
That's fantastic.
Julie was a perfect candidate, and when we came out of the operating room, there was no residual cancer inside, and even after this time in this period, we've been following very closely without any evidence of recurrence.
That's wonderful. Congratulations to you. So talk to us a little bit about what cancers can be treated. I'm talking about ovarian cancer. I think a lot of people watch this and think, oh my God, I mean, because everybody's been touched by cancer, unfortunately. Right. So you think, oh wow, could this be something my loved one, or maybe myself, that I could have? So who is the best candidate?
Right. So we see a lot of cancers that can spread this way, particularly colon cancer, appendix cancers, even cancers that can start in that peritoneal layer as malignant mesothelioma. Ovarian cancers in particular as well can spread throughout the peritoneal cavity. So a lot of patient selection is relative to age, comorbidities, medical conditions that can lead to make sure that that patient can undergo a major operation like this, because the surgery and the chemotherapy is combined at the same time of surgery, and it is obviously a very aggressive procedure. So a lot of what I do is assessing that patient, making sure that they have disease that's amenable to a surgical resection, so we can remove all of the cancer cells. And that's really the biggest part of the procedure, is making sure that that patient can get all of the cancer removed, and then at that point we deliver the chemo to treat them successfully. So you know, there's a scoring system during the operation that we use to make sure that all of the disease is amenable to surgical resection, and with that we go forward.
And so if she wouldn't have had this particular procedure, she would have gone time after time after time for chemo?
Correct. So you make a good point. Patients with ovarian cancer, when cancer spreads this way, it's stage 3, but a majority of the cancers that I treat, pancreas cancer, liver cancer, colon cancer, when it spreads to the peritoneal cavity, it's stage 4, and a majority of patients will succumb to their disease within months of diagnosis.
Wow.
Whereas with this procedure, we can transform the survival into years as opposed to months. So certainly it is an option that more and more people are being made aware of, and certainly with the Good Doctor promoting it and having this featured on this, it certainly makes patients more aware that this is a treatment option. And
a lot of times you get in a doctor's office and you get that news, and the doctor's the expert, but if we know about certain procedures or certain things out there, is it something as a patient we should be asking our doctor about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of patients, or even physicians that are treating cancer on a daily basis, don't necessarily have access to centers. You know, I was trained at Mount Sinai in New York City, where I'm still on faculty, and we see a large volume of patients that we've looked at have to travel hundreds of miles for a center near them. And unless they're made aware of it, or they have an opportunity to ask the appropriate questions to say, is there something else other than chemotherapy for us to be able to get some sort of success and treat this, then that's really what is the best afforded opportunity.
And so you were lucky. You were right here where
very lucky.
You were very lucky. It was meant to be, and we're so glad that you are happy, healthy, and doing well. Thank you so much. I'm sure it's going to be interesting for you guys to watch tonight as well.
Yeah.
Again, you can watch the local cancer treatment being used in next week's Good Doctor. It airs Monday at 10 o'clock. And thank you so much for all of you guys too.
Thank you.
And continued good health for you. We'll be praying for you. Chris, will send things over.